And, that's what the beauty of stand-up is. It's whatever you want it to be. You get up there and you entertain people for an hour. You share with them like your personal story, and you want to make it hilarious, and you want to make it impactful, and you want to leave people feeling something.
With the cart and the fork and the knife, and they set me up like I'm fine dining at 2 a.m. with some chicken fingers, as if I'm going to use a fork and a knife to cut up my chicken fingers. You could throw them at me across the room and I will catch them in my mouth.
Is this like a very different way for you to put together a show? Because normally comics get to test material in clubs, and I imagine you didn't really have any way to do that this time.
Well, I did. What I did was I was like, listen, I want this special. I really wanted to put something out that could bring people together and make people laugh. You know what I mean? We're not having a lot of new things come out right now. And so I knew I could accomplish it if I just really set my mind to it. So we went back east when things were reopening. I did run my set, because if I had done it cold after 6 months of not doing stand-up, it probably would have been awful, which it was the first few nights. But I did these like really dinky comedy rooms in Providence, Rhode Island. I did the Comedy Connection, not to insult the comedy club, but it was like 30% capacity, social distancing, their first reopening. So you're performing in front of like 30, 40 people after, I'm used to performing in front of bigger crowds. And so at first you're just like, oh, this is awful. And you're not getting the reaction because there's fewer people. And then, so I did warm it up. I warmed up the show like for 2 weeks at the Stress Factory in New Jersey and the Comedy Connection in Providence. Then I did my show and my taping. So it all worked out.
Was it odd in any way? Did it kind of seem perfect that you were still able to do this show during this time? How'd you feel getting up on that stage?
I really was just so connected to this material because it's the most personal I've ever done. And it was so it's a narrative. It's a story I'm telling. And there's a beginning, a middle, and end. And it's just about, my evolution and actually like coming to the terms with going to therapy, finding out I was like a raging bitch and having no clue that's how I was coming across, like being that delusional, and then paying somebody, to tell you what's wrong with you.
I figured it was time to go to a real therapist. He said, I think you lack empathy. Like a Republican?
Okay, so this retreat that you talk about going to, I guess I'm just curious, do you, because you said like retreats really aren't your thing, but is there any part of your mind that thinks, no, go because it could be material, or do you not really look at life like that? You just kind of live life and then material kind of naturally extrapolates from that?
Yeah, I mean, I always go into any situation that I'm not looking forward to is like, oh, this will be a good chapter in my next book. Yeah, I went to a retreat, one of those like Topanga Canyon, Lululemon leggings, kale chips retreat. And I wanted to get out of there as fast as I got in there. Because, when you're from New Jersey or Nueva Jersey,
yes.
You don't grow up talking about meditation or, manifestation or the universe or kale as much as people in Los Angeles do. So it took me a long time to even warm up to the idea of seeing a therapist, because I just thought everybody who talks about therapy's over in that group. I didn't think there was a gray zone. I didn't think you could still be sarcastic, obnoxious, and grounded while also being therapized. It is kind of like a full circle for me to like come back to that place and be able to tell this story now that I've made sense of it. And now that I've been able to make it into a stand-up show instead of making it something sad. It's something funny, that you can still reflect on, and you can still have those moments, but you want to leave people with that, you want people to laugh hard and leave the special feeling good about finally laughing hard.
Took my SATs tripping on acid. I didn't get into college, but I had a great time taking that test.
Did you really take your SATs tripping on acid?
Oh, you bet I did. You bet I did, kiddo.
Well, and I think it worked out for you that you didn't go to college.
I overcompensate for the fact that I haven't gone to college because I have that feeling, all my friends are college educated, or not all of them, but a lot of them, and my brothers and sisters. So you definitely overcompensate for not being college educated. So I educated myself in many different ways. In the absence of college, in a multitude of ways. But yeah, I'm proud of I always have to finish every book. I always have to prove myself a little bit more because I don't want anybody to ever say that I'm stupid or that I'm not educated.
Like, I can tell by looking at your body and talking to you for 5 minutes what drug you are going to respond to. Like my sister, She had trouble making speeches at work because she would get dry mouth. So I prescribed her propranolol. That's a beta blocker. I said, take one 30 minutes before you speak publicly. She's been promoted twice.
You can look at a person at their body type, and after about 5 minutes can figure out like the type of drug that's best for them, they would respond best to. Are you getting any vibes, any suggestions?
Yeah, I
Not
think
that I'm going to run out and buy drugs. Just hypothetically speaking.
Right. Well, first of all, cannabis is legal in about 14 states now, probably more.
Yeah.
So you're fine. It's legal in California. I assume you're in California. I know exactly the kind of edible I would give you. It's a microdose, 2.5 milligram gummy worm. And I would start you out on that. Or no, it's a gummy bear. Those are the small ones. Just takes the edge off. It doesn't change your personality. It doesn't make you like cross-eyed. It just makes you, it sands down the edges, and it makes everything and everyone a little less annoying.
Sold. A little less annoying. Got it right there.
I can't deal with the people that work at Hudson Booksellers. What's wrong with those people? What's up with the slowness of the transaction? I said, I get the book, and I wave it to the security camera. Always. I always say, hey, it's me, Chelsea Handler. I'm taking this because your koala bear is on a branch somewhere in the back. I'm like, I'm going to leave $40 here, and hopefully they'll find it when she comes out from her nap, if she'll find it before a stranger does. But it's on this bookshelf. I didn't steal. I'm leaving, and then I skedaddle.
Are there ever times, or especially a time like this, does it make you miss having a talk show to be able to connect with people on a daily basis?
I don't miss having a talk show. I just don't miss the responsibility. It kind of felt like I was, weighed down, and I had to be in one place all the time, and I don't like that feeling. I'm too much of I move around a lot, and I like to bop around. I feel like I connect with a lot of people now, and I feel like my projects that I'm doing, the things that I've done since I've left doing a talk show have much more heft, and they hold a lot more weight.
You mentioned the book you were reading, and it says, not to think about what you expect from life, but what life expects from you. What's your contribution? Are you coming closer to answering that question for yourself?
Yeah. I mean, stop thinking about what you expect out of life and start thinking about what life expects out of you, was the quote from the Viktor Frankl book, Man's Search for Meaning. And for me, when I read that, I just put it down, and I was like, what? I'm like thinking about
your aha Oprah moment. Yeah.
I was like, life is expecting something from me. What? I thought I was here to just collect, and have a great time. And I was like, whoa. And I had to read that sentence to think it, I hadn't thought it before. So that was a big aha moment for me. And that really opened up my eyes to start looking around at other people instead of just my own experience, and to understand what the different experiences are in this country.
The passing of your brother is obviously something you've dealt with in some capacity your entire life, but not really dug into until the therapy, as you mentioned. Had you ever previously considered before this ever incorporating that into your stand-up, into your comedy? Because of course, a lot of comedians talk about, using the dark moments of their lives to fuel comedy.
I have this incredible fan base, and I wanted to give them something a little bit deeper and a little bit more meaningful. And so I thought, contribution, right? And I also, there's this great scene in that movie, Steel Magnolias, right after Julia Roberts' character dies, and Sally Field she's like, I just want to hit, I'm so angry, I just want to hit someone. And Olivia Dukakis pushes Lisa out. And she's like, here, hit Lisa, hit her. And that moment, where you're crying and you're feeling so much, and then you just go right into the laughter, is a moment I've always wanted to be able to achieve in stand-up. So I really wanted to be able to kind of ring that bell a little bit and bring people through a real, true emotional experience, but make sure everybody leaves laughing,
Yeah. I think you achieved that. Steel Magnolias being one of my favorite movies. And if I a couple times in my life, I have put on that movie specifically for that scene because I needed it. You know what I mean? Like you need to like,
Yeah.
they know what I'm going through. I can cry with this, but they're going to leave me laughing. It's just one of the best scenes ever, I think, in a movie. There is there's a point where you're talking about different times in your life where you dated men older than yourself. But right now at 45, you don't want to date someone who's 65. Now, I would just like to throw out a couple options here. Some celebrities who are in their 60s.
Okay.
And let's just act like they're all single for a second because some are married. Tom Hanks.
Even better. I'll just go after married guys at this point.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is sexy. I've met him in person. He's sexy, but they have a beautiful marriage. They've been together forever. So, I mean, I don't even really feel comfortable talking about that. Talking about Mr. America.
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Hanks is like Mr. America.
Right. Liam Neeson.
Hot, sexy. Definitely.
And you know he'll fight someone for you.
Yeah, and he'll save you from a kidnapping on a train or on a bus.
Yeah, or save you from taking edibles on an airplane. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's hot because he's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sexy, definitely.
Is humor like high on your list of what is sexy?
Yeah, like you don't have to make the joke, but you have to get the joke. You know, you don't have to provide the comedy, but you have to be able to be like, yeah, that's funny and have a sense of humor. I think the thing that turns me off the most about people is people that, you know, take themselves too seriously. That's just not fun.
Nope,
ever.
Not at all. I hear you. Okay, back to our list. Bruce Willis.
Yeah, sexy. Yeah, he's sexy. By the way, this is a great list of men for me, potential suitors, except that half of them are married.
Well, we'll see how it goes from here. Pierce Brosnan.
Sexy too. Also married for a long time. He's really sexy. Pierce Brosnan would be my number one. Well, wait. Liam Neeson I think Pierce Brosnan and then Liam Neeson would be number 2.
Okay, that's fair. What about John Travolta?
Not sexy to me.
Okay. I hesitate even saying this last one. James Woods is also in his 60s.
No, that's not going to do it for me. But I appreciate you bringing that to the table.
Right, of course. I feel like he kind of epitomizes what you say you don't like about men in their 60s.
Yeah, I don't know James Woods. I don't even think I've ever met him, but I'm sure I have. I say that about everyone, and they're like, no, we've met 3 times. I'm like, oh.
Have you had a chance to meet Andrew Cuomo? Does he know about your joke in the special?
When he came on the scene, he looked like the Incredible Hulk also. You know, that big Italian gorilla. It's like, put on your mask. I'm like, oh, I'll put my mask on. Oh, yeah, I will. I'll put on my mask. He's the kind of asshole that I will do shit for, and you know he's an asshole, and that's what I like about him. Like an old-fashioned asshole. Somebody's going to tell me to sit down and shut up. I want him to flatten my curve, and then I want to flatten his curve. And then I want us to apex together.
No, he knows. He's aware of me. Yes, I'm sure he knows what's up. Yes.
Well, I mean, apparently, I think he's single, so
he is single.
We should make that happen.
Well,
Chelsea.
maybe I tried. Maybe I did. Who knows?
Oh, okay, gotcha. I cannot thank you enough for your time and for doing this special. I sincerely hope people tune in because it's worth every bit of the 1 hour or so running time. It's worth it. So yeah. October 22nd, Chelsea Handler, Evolution on HBO Max. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jared. Nice to see you.
Of course, nice to see you too. Take care.
Bye.